Okay. So to illustrate this question, or this point I was making, I have a key and a quarter and a nickel like before. We're going to start with the quarter. I'm going to take it, I'm going to plunge it down into the earth here, cover it up a little bit. I'm going to try out each one of these pinpointers. Let me change the whites back over to an audible tone, lest you not hear it. Okay, ready to go here. So the way I typically use it is kind of an X fashion over the target. It's acquired where it's at. So you get a pretty good idea it's at the bottom here. And recovery becomes pretty easy. Okay, so let's take this. Now I'm going to wedge it into the side wall. So initially I'm going to go in nothing, right? I'm expecting it to be in the bottom of the hole because my detector has told me dig so far down and it should be about right there. So now I start cruising around, the outside area here. And so now I'm kind of false positive. I'm finding a false positive because me psychologically, I'm still thinking that it's deeper. But in reality, I'm getting a tone, right? Getting a tone. So I'm trying to aim lower, and it's only going away as you get about an inch away from it. I know that it's up here, right? But still, I'm trying to find the lower part because psychologically, again, we don't know where the target is. We're digging to what we're told, and for most of us, having a detector that does depth range, you're trying to always go to the bottom of your depth, what you think is either 4 inches or 5 inches or whatever. So even if it's a sidewall, you're going to aim low and try and figure it out. So you kind of have to do a vertical again. Let me replace this. You kind of have to do a vertical XY again to find your target. Let's put it at the bottom again and try the Cen-Tech. Okay. All right. So I'm pretty much on top of it. There's barely any dirt. And it sounds off. It's about what you expected. Wedge it in the same hole on the side here. And let's give it another pass. First trying the outside, and then I kind of start circling out, and I'm hitting it. Okay, good. Cen-Tech finds it pretty well. Sometimes it's funny. The fact that this goes, the whites goes a little bit deeper than the Cen-Tech almost puts the whites at a disadvantage. And I say that because now, instead of pinpointing an area that's maybe an inch in diameter around, you're pinpointing an area that's 2 inches in diameter, because now you've got the 1 inch factor of it finding it, but then all your circular area. So now you kind of have to take your time a little bit better. Let's try the Garrett Pro Pointer. So, it's on, here we go. Already sounding off, I haven't hit the dirt yet. And we're on it. Okay. Oh, proximity. Huge, huge thing when you can't visibly see your target. So let's shove it in here on the side. Still on. Starting the bottom, start working your way out. Oh, I'm getting hit, right? And then you're right on it. So it's hard to account for how important the proximity is, particularly with the Pro Pointer here. Let's switch over and do a little bit of pinpointing a plug now. I got the quarter right here in the middle. Normally when I pull a plug, I like to sweep around the top here. Not finding anything, I kind of then start roughing it up a little bit. Found it right in the middle. Work your way in, recover your target. Cover it back up again. We'll try the Cen-Tech. Cen-Tech, nothing on the outside of the plug. Remember, being able to hit on the outside of the plug, even with it in there an inch or two, is really, really helpful because it reduces the amount of damage you're doing to the root ball of the plug. So neither one are really good at plug pinpointing. But still, if you take it at the end of the day, turn it on, and start jamming it in, and you kind of have an idea where it's at, you will recover the target. Let's try the same thing with the Pro Pointer and see what happens. Okay, we're on. Okay, remember, raking the outside. I'm already getting a hit. I'm not even into the root ball yet. So now I'm going to point at it with the tip. And as you can see, it's more accurate in the tip here, so I've found it. The Pro Pointer does a pretty good job of in-plug recovery. So that pretty much shows you an example of what you should be looking for and how to recover for pinpointing. I'm going to slide my plug back here, make sure that... Oh. Also, good idea, use a white rag. I don't know what it is about a white rag, but if you're in an area like I am where people are pretty critical of what you do to the land and the parks and all that, somehow using a white rag shows that you've got like really respect for the land and the work that people do in parks and all that stuff. Because if you're willing to go out and dirty a nice white rag to dig a hole, it shows that you care about what you're doing. A little light pat here. Return the plug. Step on it real good, and you're good to go. Oh, you can also, fluff up the grass, and boom. It's pretty much plugged on. So let's go back to the tabletop and we'll wrap things up. So in conclusion here, as far as handheld probes go, I give the points to the Garrett Pro Pointer. There's another probe that's pretty popular, actually two other probes, the Vibra Probe and the Pistol Probe. Pistol Probe is a pulse induction detector, and it goes really deep. I believe 6 inches or more it can penetrate into a hole, dirt, whatever. Problem with that is it does 6 inches and it doesn't do proximity, which I feel is what really makes the Garrett the best. Proximity is what gets you to your target. Being able to hone into the exact spot. Not having a just general idea. Not when it beeps within a 2-inch diameter area. When it lets you know that right in the middle is where it's at. Remember, you can't see these targets by and large. So when you see air tests and other visual things that people do on YouTube, it's not really giving you the whole picture of what it's like to be out there and actually looking for the target. So proximity, major points. Pistol Probe, not really in that area for me. Powerful, yes, and some people love it. That's just my opinion. The other one's the Vibra Probe. The Vibra Probe is a watertight unit that you hold it in its sheath vertically, and when you turn it up to use it, it turns on, and then you can go to town. It vibrates only. I believe it's submergible up to a couple feet underwater. I'm sure somebody can correct me and give me a more accurate thing. The last thing I haven't tested here is what's called a Sunray Probe. Let's see if I've got that in there. So Sunray, basically it's a box that attaches to your detector, and it splits off where your coil connects. And it branches off into a, probe-like stick with a cable. Now Sunray is unique because it basically carries the functionality that your detector is doing to actually going and finding and recovering a target. So that means you could turn your detector on to pinpointing, like a locked pinpoint on my whites here, and use that to really pinpoint in your target. It also will do the discrimination for whatever you're looking for. That's a big, big plus if you're in trashy areas. So if your detector, you have it completely omitting all the iron junk that's in the ground or whatever, and you're only looking for coins, the probe will carry that discrimination setting on when you're pinpointing. It's a big plus, big feature. So that's $190. Again, I'm sure you can get it less. I'm more interested in having a handheld detached unit for right now. Could be wrong. Maybe if I get my hands on one, I'll change my mind. But that's where I'm at, mainly because I switch between two different detectors, and my mighty compadre here doesn't have a probe, a Sunray probe. And if I got one, they wouldn't be interchangeable, all that good stuff. So, last couple things. Garrett's comes with a holster. Funny, the Cen-Tech also comes with a holster. It's super cheap, and actually it probably hastens the murdering of this button by having it in there like that, kind of funky and pressing up against it. I have actuated it before when using it, and it kind of hangs out, looks, I don't know, looks funky, but hey, it's included in the price of $16. Again, this is the high value option, not robust, not really strong. If you don't baby it, you're going to damage it. The Whites is the upgrade to the Cen-Tech, and that's basically all you can say. It does vibrate, it's an upgrade, it goes slightly deeper, but that's about it. Same LED light, a little bit more robust shaft, robust design, will last longer. Oh, you know what? That's actually something I should talk about. The battery situation on the Cen-Tech, again, kind of shows that it's a cheap thing. Batteries loosely kind of locked in place. These, not to say that's bad, it's just, it is what it is. You could end up damaging that. The Bullseye, which you saw, is a drop-in, and the Garrett is a twist drop-in for its more watertight features. All in all, Garrett wins, like I said. Second place is the Whites, last is the Cen-Tech. But for me personally, I'm sitting on 3 pinpointers. I don't need 3 pinpointers. I at most need 2. I'm going to keep the Cen-Tech, keep the Garrett, and I'm going to sell my Whites. That's it. That's where that's where the money's falling, guys. So subscribe if you like these videos. Send me some comments. Let me know if these metal detecting videos are boring you to death, because I know this isn't my normal fare, but it's what I'm currently into. And yeah, subscribe to my video channel for these more cool videos and keeping me going. So thanks a lot, guys. Bye.